Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Today I've got a list for you. I've got my top 10 science fiction films, which has been quite a difficult list for me to put together, to be fair, because I think science fiction, it's such a broad spectrum. A lot of films pigeonhole into other genres I've found, so I found it quite tough. Um, Stuff like Alien, I think that's a horror film. This in space, so that's quintessentially a sci-fi film. But that isn't in the list because I think of it more as a horror. Aliens 2, I look at it as an action film. That might have been on the list. The Terminator films, again, action films in my eyes. And I know it's all everybody's opinions are different, and you might say, Roy, you've got to be putting them in your list, but that's the way I've been thinking about it anyway. So yeah, it's been really quite tough, and I've been pondering it for a while. I wanted to get this video out yesterday, but like I say, it's just been tough to put together. But I've cobbled together some sort of list, and remember, this is my list. It's not your list. Your list is going to be different to mine, and of course it should be because it's your taste. Everybody's taste is different. So I'm not saying these are the 10 best films in the world. I'm saying they're the 10 that I enjoy the most. But like I say, it's been difficult. So anyway, let's give it a go. Let's get on with it. Enough waffling on. At number 10, Ridley Scott from 2015, The Martian, and what a great cast. Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Jeff Daniels, Michael Pena, Sean Bean, Kate Mara, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who at this point just seems to be following me around these videos, constantly trolling me with his unpronounceable name. There you go, but I'll give it a go. Yeah, The Martian, love this film. Me and my son went and watched it in the cinema and had a great time. Ridley Scott gets stranded on Mars when his crew leave him because they think he's dead. And it's his learning to live on Mars, and while they're trying to put together a rescue mission for him. Yeah, just great fun film, one that I really enjoy, and that's why it's my number 10, The Martian. Number 9 from 1986, Roland Emmerich, Independence Day. Probably going back on what I was saying earlier, you could picture this whole as a action film, but I love this film. It's brilliant. Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, Judd Hirsch, Randy Quaid. Just a wild ride. It's big, it's bombastic, it's loud, but it's brilliant fun as the Earth are trying to deal with this wave after wave of alien spaceships and aliens getting onto Earth. The scenes where they're destroying the White House and stuff like that. Pretty iconic. I haven't seen it yet in 4K. I must stick my 4K version in and give it a watch in 4K. Anybody got it? What's the transfer like? Because, yeah, I've got to get onto that. Yeah, one I really like, Independence Day. That was number 8. Right, number 7. A completely different paced film. And that's from 1977, Steven Spielberg, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Starring Richard Dreyfuss, Francois Truffaut, the recently departed Terry Garr, God rest her, and an actor with one of my favourite names in Hollywood, Bob Balaban. I always just like saying Bob Balaban. Yeah, like I said, different pace altogether from Independence Day. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Richard Dreyfuss is great in this. He thinks he's going mad because he keeps getting visions of this mountain. Then he finds out everybody else is, and he makes this mountain in mashed potato and all sorts, and they all get drawn to this mountain where the aliens have come to Earth, and they're putting on a bit of a show for the humans. Yeah, really great stuff. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Brilliant 70s film. Edge of Tomorrow 2014. God, how is this 10 years old? Directed by Doug Liman. Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, Brendan Gleeson. I nearly said blend and grease and then gone Chinese. Bill Paxton, the late great Bill Paxton, and another film, just a wild ride as Tom Cruise is living the same day over again as he's trying to deal with an alien invasion. The chemistry with Emily Blunt builds up in this is just wonderful. Again, another wild ride that I really enjoy and can watch time and time after again. That's Edge of Tomorrow, not Live, Die, Repeat like they put on the cover. Why on earth would they do that? Why would they do that? I don't know. But it's a wild ride and highly enjoyable film. Number 5, and it would have been remiss not for me to have this on my list, 1977, George Lucas, the original Star Wars. Star Wars, for me, it'll be called Never a New Hope. I think that's a newer thing. When this came out as a kid, it was Star Wars, and it will remain for me Star Wars forever. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, again, God rest her, Log Alec Guinness and Peter Cushing. Fantastic cast, and not just a film, it started a movement, a way of life, just brilliant stuff. Absolutely jaw-dropping when I saw this as a kid. I'd never seen anything like it in my life, and it catapulted us into this great world of Star Wars that we know now. I like all the films in the Star Wars universe. I know a lot of people aren't hot on the prequels and the latest ones we've had, but I find something to enjoy in all of them. Maybe I'm easily pleased, but I just do. But Star Wars I could only pick one for me list out of them, so I picked A New Hope, which is my favourite. I know a lot of people say Empire Strikes Back is their favourite, but I just love the introduction to it and how they introduced us to the characters and catapulted us into a film movement, if you like. Star Wars, something I shall always love. So that was number 6. Now we're going on to number 5. Paul Verhoeven, who could have had a couple of films on this list. Starship Troopers narrowly missed the list, but I'm going for RoboCop, starring Paul Weller and Nancy Allen. This come out in 87, and I think I probably saw it about 88, 89. Me and my mate, we come back from the pub one night, and I think we'd got a dodgy pirate copy on VHS, and we stuck it in the machine and watched it after a few pints, which is the best way to watch this film, I think. And we were absolutely blown away. We'd not seen anything like it at the time. At that time, action films were probably more sanitised than this was, because you see hands blowing off and the guy when he gets all the acid over him and how he dissolves. We just really enjoyed the ride of it, and we'll do to the day I die, I think. Yeah, great science fiction film, and that's why it is my number 5. Right, we're going for number 4. The original Planet of the Apes, 1968. Franklin Schaffner directed. Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowell, Kim Hunter, Linda Harrison, who Nova was very easy on the eye in this film. Forget all the other Planet of the Apes. Well, say forget them. There's some good films in the franchise, but this is the best and an iconic film. Charlton Heston's so brilliant in it, so quotable, as he crash lands on a planet that's inhabited by apes, and apes have taken over from humans as the dominant species on the planet. And that ending, if by any chance you haven't seen it, just watch it, because it's one of my favourite endings in films. It was going along the beach there. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Planet of the Apes, my number 4. Right, guys, now we're into the top 3, the podium positions. And taking 3rd place on the podium and the bronze medal from 2014, another one from 2014, another one, I can't believe it's 10 years old, nearly 11 years old, and what a great year for sci-fi. And that's directed by Alex Garland, Ex Machina. Now, I remember the first time I watched this, I was really chronic sciatica. Oh, it was terrible, and I could hardly lift my head up off the pillow. It was that bad. And I stuck this in and gave it a watch, and it really uplifted me and made me feel better and cheered me up, because really wonderful film. Alicia Vikander, Domhnall Gleeson, and Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac's brilliant in this. This is about Domhnall Gleeson's character. He works for this tech company and he wins a prize at his company to go to the owners of the company's house, who is Oscar Isaac, and is testing his latest artificial intelligence robot that's played by Vikander. And yeah, just great film. Although there's only 3 characters pretty much the whole film, you never get bored because all the characters are interesting. And it's this AI robot, how she interacts with Domhnall Gleeson, and does he think there's some actual intelligence there, and it goes in ways that you really don't think it will go in. Yeah, wonderful film. If you haven't seen Ex Machina, give it a go. High praise to reach my top 3. Second place on the podium, and the silver medal for me from 2016. Denis Villeneuve, Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker. Arrival. So cerebral film this is. Don't think it done that well when it come out in the cinemas, because I think people were going for a sci-fi, more blockbuster action type, if you want, and it's not that. It's a very thinky film, the very emotional film that made me emotional, about Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner. A spaceship's landed on Earth, and they have to try and learn the aliens' language because they've got messages for Earth. Yeah, like I say, very thinky film, very cerebral film, and I just loved it. I do. I could watch this time and time again. Never gets bored with me, and that's why my number 2, that's Arrival. Right, number 1, top of the hill, king of the heap. Again, we started with Ridley Scott, and we're going to end with Ridley Scott to bookend this video, and that's Blade Runner. Harrison Ford, Sean Young, Rutger Hauer, Daryl Hannah. If you know my channel already, you might have guessed that this might be number 1, because not only is it my favourite sci-fi film, it's maybe my favourite film of all time. Now, that might be a list I might do. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in a top 10 films of all time. I just love this. The atmosphere, the world building. It's shot at night, it's raining all the time. It makes me want to eat Chinese out of little boxes. It makes me want to do origami. Harrison Ford's best character in my opinion, and he's done some good characters, but this is my favourite. I love it. The monologue from Rutger Hauer, I've mentioned it before on my videos, but it just gives me tingles every time I watch the film. Introduced my son to this earlier in the year, and I think he needs another watch, because it's a film that you need to watch a couple of times just to get it fully, I think. But if you do watch it, watch this cut of it, the director's cut. Don't watch the theatrical cut with the monologue over it, because it really detracts from the film. Yeah, watch the director's cut and work things out for yourself with how it was meant to be watched. It's my number 1, Blade Runner. So that's it, guys. That's my 10 science fiction films of all time. What did you think of my list? Let me know down below what you thought. Was it alright? Was it a load of crap? I'm open to both opinions. Thanks for watching. Give me a like if you've liked what I've done here today. As I always say, thumbs up and all that nonsense. Maybe think about following and subscribing if you want to hear more, especially if you want to hear my top 10 of all time, because That'll keep you in suspense, wouldn't it? No, probably not. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later, and ta-ra.